Hey, how are you all doing? And you thought I hadn't survived Sunday's craziness. It is flipping boiling here, people. I mean, in my little room here at the moment, it's 28 degrees, and that's not a very accurate thermometer. To be fair, it's just a cheapy alarm clock thing from IKEA. It gives you an idea. Yeah, it is too hot to work, really. I spent the morning messing about with this Selena Vega of Tony's, but I think there's an issue. I've been and printed out and sellotaped together the huge service sheets. I've been going through the schematic on it, and yeah, I've got through the FM section and partway through the IF, and I'm still getting a signal, but it's disappearing in the IF strip, and it's not the transistors. So I think I've got an open circuit transformer. So that's not brilliant. So that just really taxed my brain a little bit too much this morning. So I thought it's time to sort of chill out a little bit and dig the CB radios back out, because I've actually got a new one arrived that I haven't even tried it yet, let alone put it on the tester. Also, I found a test routine that will do a 12 dB cyanide reading for everything I plug into it, basically. So it means I can sort of get a benchmark now of all these radios, all these CBs anyway, and probably normal radios as well. Is that a fly on my lens? No. Probably normal radios as well, to test them at 12 dB cyanide. So my idea for today is to chuck these radios through the cyanide meter, all at 12 dB, and a couple of them I have actually done. I've actually finished the Binatone 5-star at long last. So I thought I'd have a look at that. One of the other channels that I follow a lot, Richard over at UK CB Radio Servicing, is looking at 12 dB cyanide, and so far I think he's got one that's outperforms my best one so far. In fact, I've got two that are performing really well. So I thought we'd get them on test, have a bit of a trim up on them, and see if we can get them any better, especially this York JCB-863, which I don't even know if it works yet. I've not plugged it in or anything. So we've got a few in. It's a little bit of an impromptu live stream, this. It wasn't really planned, but like I say, I fancy having a mess about with the CBs. I've done a little bit of work on the Binatone 5-star today to get that finished. I'm also in the middle of doing some work on the Rotel 240, so if we get a chance, I'll finish that one off, because there's not a lot left to do on it now. Plus, I've got a Uniden that is causing some issues. It's not causing issues. It's someone's been in there and chucked a load of random components in there and burnt a lot of stuff out. So I won't have time to look at that one today, but that certainly is in the offing. As for Sunday, Mr. Christophe has got a package coming my way with a load of old hackers in it. So I think Sunday will be Hacker Sunday. We'll be looking through some of the hackers that George is sending me up. So we got a few. We got George in. We got Michael Hyde. We got Nick Petronics. We got GNU Ninja. Got 33.5 in Sheffield. We got a huge thunderstorm this morning. Whoa, Brett. He's roasting in the centre of York. We've got Aston. It's probably melting in his little workshop, or big workshop. I don't know. I've not seen it yet. Barry Charnley. Afternoon, Barry. It's 92 Fahrenheit in old money. I don't know what that means. Derek's level with Ninja at 33.5. Hello, Derek. Foxy's there. Foxy's in there. In and out. In and out. What's happening? What's happening, Benji? What's happening? We can't do it. I can't give him a banner, can I? What kind of banner can I give him? Ugh, no, I've only got a Sunday Live banner, Benji. It's not good enough, is it? Afternoon, Colin. How are you? 29 was the same. My thermometer is oh, well, hello. It's just changed. It's just changed. It's just changed to 29, look. So there you go. Captured for possible. Oh, it's gone to 28 now. I've had to get a fan in, so hopefully that's not going to be too obtrusive, because it's so hot that the fan's kicking in on the Stablilock as well. So it's all pretty hot here. So George has chucked me a box of Ackers, various models. One of them is an early red one. So it should be here in time. I think George said it'd be here on Thursday, so we'll have a few radios to play with on Sunday. Pat Jones, how you doing? So let's have a look then. I've got a tower of Cybernets. So I picked the Cybernet ones because they're supposedly the best on receive that you can get. And it is true, to be fair. Certainly they've knocked spots off of Unidens, but there's just something about the Unidens. I don't know what it is, but let's have a look a minute. Let's zoom out a little bit and going that way or that way? We're going that way. Now I've turned my I turn this one round when I'm filming because the soldering iron lead gets in the way of the camera. Things you've got to do when you've got no space. There is no space. No room at the inn for poor old Mr. Cruncher. I have recovered though from Sunday. I have recovered from Sunday. Just about. So there's, what have we got here? 5. So the Binatone 5-star, which is now actually finished, and I managed to repair the speaker on that. We got the York 863, which I haven't done yet. More documents from RS. The Rotel 240 now, I actually put a sticker on this one as done, finished, but it isn't. Because if you remember, there was a burnt out inductor on the board, and it had done a bit of damage to the board as well, and some of the components around it were really black. So I have pulled most of them out, and I've got some very unusual looking inductors in from RS, and if it'll focus on those. Very unusual looking inductors. But I pulled one of the inductors out, and one of the good inductors, the other one was actually burnt to toast, and it was 1 microhenry that was measuring on my tester. So I've got some 1 microhenry, fairly high ampage. I think these are 4.5 amps, so certainly won't get anything like that. So I'm going to pop a couple of those in place, and I've had to pull all the back apart to get it out. It's a bit of a state at the moment, but there you go. Radium BO202 now, I don't know if that one's working or not. That's I've got 2 or 3 of these, and this is my best mint one. I've also got the Harvard 420, which is a Cybernet chassis as well, and that one we looked at the other week, and I have tuned that one up, so it'd be useful to put it on the test set and see how we're doing with the Synab meter. So still haven't worked out a way to get a camera onto the test set very well, so it's going to have to be this main camera. It's going to have to be, well, this camera, and I'll have to use the overhead camera to look at the radio or the webcam, one or the other. We'll get there somehow. We'll get there. It is shorts weather again today. It's it is baking. It's absolutely baking. 29, as I say, it's 29. I'm getting a bit of vertical striping on the picture today for some reason. I don't know if you're getting that at all. No worries, Brett. 30 degrees in the workshop. Oh. Dead round there, Ninja. Is there much stuff on the CB channels these days? I don't know, Ninja. You took all your kit off. Stripey on a small screen on this camera. don't know, something about the frame rate on that one. If I change to that one, yeah, that's still stripy as well. I don't know why. I must have been messing with the settings yet again. Gotta love messing with the settings, haven't you? You can see it's a bit wham. So shall we do them in order? Although when we get to the Rotel, we're going to need to fix that one first. So we've got a bit of repair work. So we'll start off with the Binatone 5-star. Let's see if we can get some of these down out the way without doing any damage. Actually, probably best do them in the reverse order. So we'll do them in reverse order, otherwise it's going to be a bit messy. So let's find something to prop it up on, because as usual I'm very highly prepared. Ooh, Binatone. Right, okay. Think about this, Graham. Think about it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Let's stick the old webcam in there to look at the radio. Stick my glass out the way. I'm going to need the... Oh, that's my transistors all over the floor. I'm going to need the microphone plugged in, so let's go to the webcam. So let me just hook this thing up. Power supply. Hopefully you can't hear that fan too loud. Let me know if it is bugging you and I'll turn it down a bit. But I risk melting in the process. I want to get my little quick test thing on the back of this, really. That used to help a lot for just switching things over, but it's not a particularly brilliant connection. And the idea for this is to get a minimal connection as possible to give us the most accurate reading. And which way? So we've probably got to go that way to... No, that way. There we are. Let's go down a little bit. They do say that all your leads should be double screened as well, which I haven't got double screened leads. I certainly haven't got a double screened audio lead. So let's turn the Nikon in picture, so you can sort of see me there. That's fine. What I could do, I don't know if I'd be able to, is get picture in picture with the other camera. Let me try that. See if we can get in, because we want the cyanide meter mainly. Okay, the camera's got a bit of a mind of its own, but let's do me picture in picture there, and let's see if I can do that one picture in picture there. Oh, look at that! Can you see that? Can you see those? Can you see the meters there, or do I need to go in a bit closer? Because what we're looking at really is this is our cyanide meter, and this is our signal generator output. So the idea is to find out, I mean, you can see I've got one here that's done 21. You can see all the figures, yeah? Brilliant. Yeah, because really we want to see the whole display. So I'm going to be sort of flashing in front of that camera from time to time. I can, I haven't got a shortcut for my second picture in picture. I must set that up. So let's just take that one out for a second. want to get this fixed up. So that's got to go in the extension speaker socket, not the PA. Power supply's on, 13.8 volts. So current, voltage, 13.8. Got the scope on, but we're not connected to the scope for a minute. So let's turn it on. So let's go 100. We've got a dodgy pot on this one. Pull that one a minute. Actually turn the signal generator on. I was saying 4.4 watts. Well, it sounds like I've got to do some work on the pots on this one. So, well, I need a new volume pot by the sound of it. So I'm going to have to hold it in. I might be after Richard to borrow his spare chassis again. Okay. For some reason this, and I know why, it's because this knob was a pain in the ass to get off. I had to really graunch it to get it off, and then to put it back on was the same issue. So I'm going to have to somehow jam that in to get this, well, I'll have to hold it with my finger basically. So let's go to the camera for this. Hi Mike, how are you? Hi Andy Tobin, Colin Parnell, Gary, how you doing? Hi Doug, how are you? Got us a convoy, right, okay. So what I'm going to do is push the test sequence so it's on and it's 12. So it's ramping down through the tests. So this one is 0.21. 0.21 for 12 dB cyanide, which is very, very good. And I have trimmed that one and retrimmed it and trimmed it again and trimmed it again to get it to that level. So this could be our benchmark. I don't know why the power's jumped back up again, because I did set it at 4 dead earlier, and it's jumped. Whether it's because the set's cold, I don't know. Let's try it. 40, 4.21 and 1, 4.39. So there's a little bit of imbalance there as well. So I'm going to need to have another go at that. As far as deviation, oh my god, 4 kilohertz deviation, that can't be right. I'm going to have to get back inside that one. There was me thinking that that one was done. Shall we get back inside that one now? Let's get back in and get it done. Let's get it done. Let's pop the power off a minute. I can't do the volume pot though, unfortunately. I don't know why that deviation's gone mental like that. I really don't. Right, let's turn off that Now we need the test set on. God, this thing is digging into me again. Let's move it around a bit. Just whip the case off. Let's get that, the deviation. You can't leave it at 4 kilohertz. That's mental. I don't know why it's gone like that, or whether I never did the deviation. Because don't forget, this was the set that that the screwdriver expert had got at and chucked 80 channels on it. And it had been messed about to hell. It was doing 7 watts when I got it. So to be fair, what it's doing now ain't that bad compared to what it was. Right, let's get the overhead camera and you can have a look what the hell's going on then as well. Darken that down a bit dark for some reason. Okay. So let me turn that one off for a minute. So I've got to find the service manual because I'm not sure which one's deviation off the top of my head. Oh, it's in here, isn't it? I remember these. This is this weird one. It's down here, the deviation. There's 2 settings on it, and it's a bit strange. But I believe the main one is there, RV2, I think. Yeah, RV2 and RV6. So you've got to adjust RV6 for maximum deviation, then RV2 for 2.15 kilohertz deviation, and RV6 to 1.6. Deviation should be more than 1.5 kilohertz. Okay. So I've got one of these that Richard recommended. Just one of these little. Well, it's basically a tone generator. I don't know. It was cheap. It was cheap on eBay. So it will generate a tone. So we should be able to then see that tone on the modulation meter and trim it. So I've got to trim it for maximum to start with that pot in there. So let's get you in a bit closer. Just can't leave a deviation like that. Which is back in the day, the CB brigade, they wanted everything turned up max, didn't they? If it wasn't maxed, they didn't want it. Okay, so they're hiding over here a bit. Down in this area. Yeah, you can see that just about. Can you see RV6? Yeah, you can see RV6. It's just underneath these wires here. It's a bit of a tangled mess of wires in this area. But there's one at a stupid angle that's really difficult to get a screwdriver into. Let's move that wire out of the way. And that one, which is one of my new additions after I rewired this one. So yeah, you can just about see it there at an angle. Look, that's RV6. So according to the manual, we've got to turn that one up max. So this is where I need free hands, which I'm not brilliant on. Let's turn this one on. Sound. Okay, let's get set up first before I make that racket. So I need my trimmer tool. Will he fit in there? Will he how? Let's get something else. See if one of these That'll fit in there. Yeah, that'll fit in. Excellent. So let's turn the noise on then. See if I can get you onto the test set. That's number 3, I believe. So you're looking at the middle meter now, and that should be 2 to 2.5. I think if we set it for around 2 and then whistle into it, it should go up to 2.5. So let's pop this on. It's not too bad. So turn that max. Turn that off for a second. So let's adjust that to max. Then RV2 for 2.15. RV2. .15. And adjust that one back again. Apologies for this noise. To 1.6. That's making no difference now, so let's pop this one up a fraction. Too high. Let's get that one out of there. Get out. Get out. Ugh. I need to get some whistle. There we go. That'll do. Okay. That'll do. That'll do me. So that's that sorted. So we need to get the power back down. So that's done by the little greenie there. So I've trimmed everything else up. You basically knock it back to the legal output with the very last one, and that's got to turn counterclockwise. So keep an eye on this meter here. I mean, it might be that it'll come back. You see, there's my arm in the way. Right, let's see what that's like on channel 1. Yep, same. Channel 40, absolutely bang on. There we go. So once again, we can wrap it up. Although this, I don't know what's going on with this pot. I do not know what's going on with the pot. So let's get rid of the test set for a minute. Zoom that back out. So as I say, this set was doing 7 watts, and when it's warmed up, it might suddenly all of a sudden decide it's going to do less again. But I don't know. what else do we need to do? Have a look at this pot. So let me see if I got what the hell's going on here. Why is that moving in and out? I think it's because, let's just turn the power off. I think it's the, there's like a little washer in behind. This one's moved, I think. It's either that or we've got problems inside the spindle itself. Yeah, I think that's got to go in. You can't really see that, but there's like a little fibre piece that acts as the switch cam, if you know what I mean. Where are we? Yeah, you can see there's like a red fibre washer in there. It's got a little notch in the end. I think it's that that's moved when I've tried to ram the knob on the front. I see it's moving. I can't see that because that orange wire's in the way, annoyingly. But, that's a pain because I'm going to have to take this one apart to get at that. So I won't be doing that now. That's for another day. So we know that that was 0.21 microvolts. 0.21 UV at 12 dB cyanide. And 4.03 watts. Well, 4 really, because my meter for some reason, the digital readout doesn't like doing the 1. It likes to go. It likes to go 98 or 3. It's like the increments are wrong on it for some reason. I don't know why. So let's get that one out of the way. I'm going to leave the cases off that. I am going to spray the case on that, but that one will be appearing on my website hopefully very soon. So next up then, is the Rotel, sorry, the Harvard 420M, which I haven't put the cases back on yet. It's another Cybernet radio. This one I have been through, but again, it's depends on the weather as to what it's going to do, doesn't it? Let's see what this one's up to. So one thing I chose to do these is, another reason is they're all the same power supply connector, so I can just whip through them. Hey, Spectre, how you doing? Dave, I think, isn't it? Is it Dave? Spectre? Ganesh? Hi Ganesh, you've got a picture at last as well. Welcome. Copyright. Did you do the power supply Zener situation? Yes, I did, Doug. I'll show you that later. You'll be quite impressed. That's fully restored, that one now. Well, I think you'll be impressed. You never know. You might think, well, what's that idiot been up to now? What is he doing? Who is he? Right. Let's get the power supply hooked up. It is absolutely roasting in here, I'll tell you. So I'm on until Mrs. Cruncher comes home from work, people. That's the plan, Stan. Right, microphone in, because there's no point doing a cyanide measurement without the microphone in, because it needs that to switch the audio. So let's prop it up. Forgot that I wasn't in the picture. How you doing down under there, Dave? All going good? All going well? Okay. Power on. Green display on these. I do like that green display. 20. Amplitude 100. Right, RF gain. Tone attenuator off. Right, let's see what this one's doing power-wise. 4 just over 4 looks, so that one's going to be fine. Once it warms up a bit, that'll drop down. Deviation. .2, that's fine. Could probably get away with popping that up a bit further. Let's just stop this rotating now and just get it on me. Oh, that's better. Whew. So deviation's all right, power's all right. So let's do our test sequence, which is on 12. So this will now run through the... Okay, so that one isn't as good. That one's 0.3. So that's not as good as the Binatone. But we can probably get that a bit better, but 0.3 is still really good. So we can't knock it. 0.3 is really good. So what's this? Harvard. So that's 0.3 microvolts at 12 dB cider, and I think it's 4.08 watts. Now this might be the one with, I was watching one of, let's just take that one off a minute. I was watching one of Richard's videos the other day, and there's one of these that's got one less receive stage. And yeah, there's a hole there really. Where's my overhead camera? There we go. Yeah, just in there. I think there's another IF, not IF. There's another can in there on the other models. There's certainly one missing from there. I mean, we can try and get it better. Should we try and get it better? Let's not give up on the old girl, shall we? Let's see if we can get him a bit better. Let me I'll leave that in picture so you can see me adjusting it, and I'll put the so we're looking at the end meter, this one here now. Let's turn it back on again then. So if I turn the level down, so I might jump slightly in. Let me just see if I can get that any better. Whoa. Yeah, that's certainly a bit better. Let's take that down again. And that one. Nothing there. Nothing there. A little bit there. Okay, let's try that again then. So on. See if that's made any difference. There you go. we got 0.05 out of it, look, so it's now 0.25. So I can scrap that label and put another one on. Did I write it or didn't I? Yes, I did. So this is actually now 0.25. So we gained 0.05 out of it. That's not bad, is it? Just by a quick tweak up. So it's very, very good. Very good. Happy with that. Let's cut that one out again. No, wrong one. Let's see that one. In fact, cut them both out. Let's cut them both out. Let's catch up with my chat. How are we doing? Theo, how you doing, mate? Only here till the pheasant plucker comes. Because I nearly said that wrong. I nearly said that very wrong. Can you have your summer back? You don't want it back, really, Dave. Think of all them horrible fires that you had. That was an absolute nightmare, wasn't it? Cheers, Dave. Thanks for joining us, mate. Have a good one. Right, that one's pretty good. I could mess about with that and probably get it down near the other one, but so far 0.21 is the best. That one's now 0.25, so it's quite a nice little gain there. It's all on that one transformer. Well, one ferrite core is a transformer, isn't it? So that's that one. So now we come to an unknown one. I don't know if this works or anything. This is one of these weird ones you got to pull it. Oh no, it's push for on. Let's turn the power supply off from it just in case it is already on. So say the test set has had a long time to warm up, so it should be very accurate at this stage. Let's get my extension speaker lead, plug that in, let's hit the power supply. It's come straight on channel 20, but I can't hear the tone. Let's plug this microphone in. This literally has been untouched. It's still got the original tamper-proof sticker on the side, on both sides, so it's not even been opened, this one. Right, let's see if it's doing any output. Oh, I was already on that one, wasn't I? What's going on? I'm confusing myself now. I've got the wrong camera on. Let's do that one in 3. There we go. So looking over here now, hopefully we've got an output. Oh, 3.98 watts, so it is doing an output. Let's try that on. Oh, actually, I won't even channel. Oh, it is receiving. I can hear it now. I was on channel 19. See what it's doing on 40. 3.98 and 1. 3.93. So it's a little. It probably needs going through. So let's chuck it back on channel 20 again. And hit the key sequence. So on 12. .33. So we can certainly have a look and see if we can alter that one, but we won't bother for a minute. That's a good set, actually. I'm pleased with that one. I'm chuffed that was still going. You got your Antron 99 up, have you, Gary? Whoa! Mental. Right. So I'm reluctant to mess with that because it has got the stickers on the side. So to be fair, that's not a bad performance. So we've got the Rotel 240, and this is the one that so far has performed the best of all. Actually, what we'll do first of all, though, is we'll look at this one first, because this is my newest acquisition. One night, you know, late night, looking at eBay. Have you got a CB though, Gary? Have you got a CB? Because I've got some spare ones, if you want one. Right, let's get this one set up then. So this is York JCB-863, nothing to do with the diggers, but a very, very nice set in its day. Very nice. I'll leave that sing. Make sure we don't reverse polarity this. Hook the leads up. Apologies for sticking the head in the way of the test set. That's not a CB, Gary. Yes, it's not a CB, Mr. Gary. He's a bad toad. Right, let's turn the old. Well, I can't hear 20 microvolts. Hang on, we've got to check. We've got to have white gain up, RF gain, there we are. Squelch back. Clear norm, channel 9. It's got this clear norm, that's just like a voice. It's like compression, really. It's supposed to cut out some of the background noise. It sounds terrible on clear. Very similar to the Rotel 240, this. In fact, it's probably near on identical. So certainly, can you hear that? It's certainly receiving 0.33. Let's have a look, see what it's doing power-wise. 3.98. Whoa. Ow, God, clip my finger then. 3.93 on 40. 3.98 on 1. So it's thereabouts. It probably needs a little bit of an alignment, but So let's see what this one's going to do then. So that was 0.33 as well. Make sure everything's in there properly. Shall we see if we can get that one down into the 20s? You got a portable one, Nick? What's that? Oh, aircon. Well, I could do with living aircon here at the moment. It's absolutely baking. Well, Gary must be the same because he ain't that far from me. For some reason, Gary, it always seems to be hotter in Barnstable than it is here. Go for it. Let's see if we can improve on it then, shall we? We got time. I say we got till Mrs. Cruncher comes home. Let's whip the case off. Let's get the overhead camera back in. Let's chuck that one in 3 there. There. Actually works quite well this way around this camera now. You can pretty much see the whole radio if I get the camera angle right, that is. Right, screwdriver. What are these? They look like number 2 Phillips. Yeah, they are. Got 10 and 11. Is there anybody on 11 meters round here then, Gary? Can you listen? Can you fill us in, Gary? Anybody on 11 meters round here? So at least I'll be able to have somebody I can talk to, Gary. Look. What's going to be your handle then, Gary? I don't know whether I should use my old one or go with Cruncher or something. I don't know. You'll have to think of a CB handle for me, people. There you go, there's a task for you. A CB handle for Mr. Radio Cruncher. Oh, take in that old CB smell, eh? Cool. Nice size speaker, it's really clean. I mean, this radio is looking pretty good so far. I can't see any botulism in there. I can't see any nastiness. It doesn't look to have been screwdriver to Howell. All original caps. Yeah, this radio is pretty genuine. I ought to do the VCO and all that first, but I'm just really looking at receive today. So again, I know all the pots for receive. So we do need to do the let's do that first because I've got to connect something up a bit different for that. So let me just take this one off of picture in picture, and let's get this one, zoom this one out a little bit. So let's go with that one in 2 now. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. I want that one in 2. There we go. So all I'm doing, I'm just putting a T-piece on the audio in. And I'm putting my scope one side and the audio from the radio the other side. I need to plug that back in again because that's popped out. So you're definitely going to get me going in front of the camera now because I've got to get all these bits hooked up. Right, okay. We're in, power on, radio on. Let's just zoom in, because for this particular exercise we're just worried about the cyanide reading there. So we want that to, well, we want the microvolts over here to it's pretty good though, it's receiving well. Actually no, I was going to do the scope really, wasn't I? So we want microvolts into the scope, and why aren't we showing here? Channel. So if we look at the scope a minute, let's get you over to the scope. Up a bit, up a bit. There he is. You going to focus or are you going to be silly? Come on, don't be silly. Apologies for the wires across the screen, but there you go. That's a bit better. So we're looking at the discriminator detector. Discriminator detector, I get mixed up. So we're looking for maximum on that, so we've got to do that before we do the rest of it. So that's down here. Wasn't far off, to be fair. Got a little bit out of it. So we can come off of that again now. Go back to the test set. Back to our cyanide meter. In fact, I'll get the microvolts in as well if I can. Lone Wolf, was it? I was Squeaker, but I don't know, that was when I was a youngster. It don't really suit now, does it, Squeaker? Lone Wolf. We need a one-word handle, I think. A one-word handle. Right. So let's turn this down. Trying 5 or 6. So we're trying to get this meter here over this side as much as possible. So I'm going to go in on the first core, which is there. Whoa. Whoa. Ho ho ho. That's gone up a lot. Let's just take that back a bit. That's nearly as low as this test set will go. So I'm 0.14 of a microvolt and I can still hear it. Next one then, in there. I don't think we're going to get a lot more out of it. I think it was just that one that was out. Yeah. It's one of these pots that doesn't like the metallic tip tool. And that one. Yeah, there's not a lot more coming out of it now. And the last one. Okay. Let's do it again. So, on 1, 2. Will it beat 0.33? Oh, 0.22! Oh, come on, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we've gained a fair bit there. I'll just see if we can get a little tiny bit more out of it. A bit more stable reading. I'm just going to put a lot slightly higher level, and I'm just going to go on that one again there. No, I don't think we're going to get any more out of it. Worth a try though. Trouble is you can do this all day long. I mean, likely it is you'll make it worse rather than better. So let's try that. Now, 0.22 is the best I can get out of it, look, without spending hours on it. That's pretty good though. It's gone from 0.33 down to 0.22. So very sensitive. We'll see what the watts was on it. 3.98. Very good. So I've got myself a good radio there, and I didn't. What did I pay for that? I mean, these radios do. These radios do go for quite good money nowadays. Let's just get rid of that. Number 2. Yeah, these radios go for good money now. These old 80s radios, they didn't. Actually, that wasn't a true test. Let me just do that again, because I had the scope connected up when I did that test. That might have been messing with it a little bit. Let me just do that again. Let me do that again. Because I did have the scope connected up still, and the other tests I didn't have the scope connected at all. So let's do that again. It's going to be worse now, isn't it? Whoa! 0.21! Oh my god! That is the best one yet, then. That is the best one yet. And I'm going to get a Uniden set in a minute for you, just to show you how deaf they are compared to the Cybernet ones. I will do that, because that'll really give us an idea then. Let's put this one back together. So what do you do with the dogs this weather though, people? Because it's just too hot to walk the dogs in there, so they'll just pass out. Mine will. Especially the chocolate lab, he's so dark anyway. Did I put those speaker connections back on? No, I didn't. Big fail. So the idea is I'm going to stick a CB radio in Mrs. Cruncher's car, so as we can actually... Did I check a deviation on this one, by the way? I think I did, didn't I? So as we can actually get an on-the-air test from Mrs. Cruncher. But as I say, before I do that, I've got to get an aerial up. And I was going to do it today, but we've got big thunderstorms planned for today. Well, I ain't got them planned, but they're coming in later on, so I didn't really want to get involved in putting aerials up with the possibility of a bad thunderstorm coming along. How are we doing for time? 20 past 4. We're okay. I reckon we've got the best part of an hour left, I think. So I've got time, I think, to put in, to get my Rotel 240 done. So far this is the best performing set I've got. And 0.21 is, as I say, very good. Can't complain about that. So there we are. Rotel, sorry, York JCB-863. That's in really good nick. The case is absolutely immaculate on it. Look. Front's pretty good. You've got a little bit of wear where the aluminium corrodes. You get little like I don't know what you call it really, but you can't do anything about it. That's too big a decal to print, and the only way to do it is to get a printer to copy it and get it done. But yeah, there's a bit of corrosion on the aluminium plate and it just blisters up the paint a bit, but that's a cracking little radio. Afternoon, Boxing Day 11, how are you? Get on with it. 12 watts legal CB power on SSB. You're right, Gary. It is. Handle a boo tube. Boo tube. I'd be getting called boob tube though, wouldn't I? I've got no aerial up, Gary, at the moment. I could try and tune my inverted L down, I suppose. But let's get this thing on the bench again. So this is the Rotel 240. Again, I have done some work on this in the past, but the issue was, and if you can't, I'll have to get you in a bit closer. Let me swap to the overhead camera, and let's go with me in the picture-in-picture. Yeah, there we are. Oh, hello. We've got 3 picture-in-pictures now. Yeah, there we go. So the issue is down the back here. Down at the back. So let me just zoom in a bit. There. So at the moment it looks all shiny. The reason is, what I've done is I've dug all of the carbon out of that, because that was absolutely full of carbon. Someone's obviously either connected this to too high a voltage, or it's definitely been reverse polarity. The board was actually disintegrated there. It was all flaking away. I've replaced this capacitor. I've rewired all this. I've replaced a capacitor down here as well. Little yellow one you can just see. And underneath, a similar story. Where are we? Here. Difficult because the light's shining. There we go. So I put a bridge across here to support this part of the board, and I've epoxied the other side, so this is absolutely rock solid now. You can see I've still got some components I've got to put back in. So let's get them done, and we can test this one then against the others. So I've got these mental inductors. Look at the size of these things. So I hope I bought the right ones, because there's so many factors for choosing an inductor. It's absolutely madness. Hi Peter, how are you? They do suffer from squelch pop, Peter, do they? I believe there's a fix for that though, isn't there? There's something, isn't there a couple capacitors you can change? So yeah, look at those. Look at them beauties. That's what you call an inductor. I think I've gone a bit OTT with the actual amperage, to be fair, because this is what's in there originally. Look, 2 of those. One, as I say, was burnt to smithereens. And if we compare I mean, they're not massive difference. Got plenty of headroom. If we get the peak meter out, which way are we? That way? No, we're that way. If we get the peak meter out, let's get rid of my picture-in-picture a minute. I'm pretty sure this is the one that came out. I did pull a couple more out of other CBs, but I couldn't find one that matched exactly. So I would have just stuck another one in instead of ordering up some new ones. No, that's capacitor mode. No, that's not the one. That's 23 microhenries. I hope that's not the one, because I've ordered the wrong ones if it is. Ah, no, here's the original. Here's the original. That was another one that I got just to try. So this is the original. Scrap that. So this is the one that I believe is 1 microhenry. Saying 0.88, but it's going to change if I put my fingers on it. Look. It's basically 1 microhenry, and hopefully these other ones are as well. It doesn't say in the manual what they are. It doesn't give a value for them, which is a bit of a pain. And that's one microhenry. I don't know how. I mean, people said that they weren't mega important. You could leave them out altogether. Get on with it, the hacker. What are you on about, Gary? Oh, the hacker is my handle. Don't do that. People think I got some sort of computer hacking business going. So somebody did suggest winding your own inductors, which was all well and good, but I looked at that. You've got to get the right former and all the rest of it. It was a bit of a no-no. Let's see if I can actually get you in the shot for the other one. The hacker as a handle. Got you, Gary. The hacker. Could be Cruncher, but then people would think I'm some sort of hooligan, perhaps. Cruncher. So again, this is a Rotel 240, and I think this is one of the best CBs ever made, personally. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I like these a lot. The Rotels, the green display. Okay, Graham, what do you need? You need your soldering iron on. You need a bit of flux. And what I am going to do to this is I'm going to actually deflux this, not today, but I will deflux it. Let's get a bit better light. I'm going to deflux it and I'm going to spray PCB lacquer over the areas that I've worked on, just to seal it all in, because I don't know, will this radio ever get used again? I hope so. But it's one of these ones that there's no point me keeping it, to be fair. So at some stage you'll see all these radios miraculously appear on my website for sale. There we go. That's those in. Snip the leads off. So certainly the capacitor I took out of the power supply, which was it that one or was it that one? Yeah, that one there. Look at that state of that. Burn, baby, burn. Surprisingly enough, that one wasn't intolerance. Very high ESR on that one. Okay, so that should be our two inductors in now. Yeah, very nice. Looking good. Look at that. You'll see one of these with inductors of that, what's the word I'm looking for? Beefiness. Now, which way around did that go? Let me get my... So I've got to put the all of this garbage back together at the back. All the decoupling caps I've had to snip off to get at that area of the board. I've had to remake a lot of the wire connections. So it was a lot of work in there, really. So let me get my phone with the photos. Bonzo. You reckon the Harrier CBX, Peter? Oh, yeah. The problem, I love the Harrier CBX, Peter, and I'd love another one. The only issue with the Harrier CBX is the aluminium front panel. You cannot get, well, I suppose you can get one, but they're few and far between, and they're mega money. And that's a mint looking front, but the Rotel had a plastic front. So it's much more durable than the Harrier. And it's a toss-up, but really between the York 863, the Harrier, and the Rotel, Harrier CBX, and the Rotel 240. All good, and each had their own followers, really. Oh, Jeff, how are you? Scrumpy. Hi, Victor. DJ Cruncher. Yeah, he's back. He's alive. He lives, Victor. Scrumpy. I could call myself the Bishop's Finger, couldn't I? That would be good. High gain 777. Right, just have a quick look at my photos. I took some photos of the back of this yesterday. Did I? Oh no, that's for Simon. Hang on, that was for Simon. Here we go. Oh yeah, this board was absolutely charred. Absolutely charred. I'll show you some pictures in a minute of how this board was when I pulled it apart. It was where the hell's my picture? Don't tell me you haven't taken a picture of that, Graham. Oh yeah, okay, 1 and 2. Are they going? Are they going up? Yeah, so that went in that way. Let's get rid of me again a minute. Photon. Yeah, it's good fun, Theo, wasn't it? I felt so rough the next day, though. I wish I hadn't blimmin' done it, to be fair. But, you know, it was great fun, wasn't it? Great. It was a great laugh. Now this gets a little bit tight to get all these wires in. Now am I going to be able to get to those? Yes I am. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it gets a little bit tight to get all the wires in. Reverend Cruncher. Goat. Reverend Cruncher. It wants to be a single word, ideally. I suppose Mrs. Cruncher will just be Mrs. Cruncher, won't she? She won't want a handle, oh Mrs. Cruncher. We won't get a handle on Mrs. Cruncher. We could take bets whether we're going to get a handle on Mrs. Cruncher. A CB handle, that is. Right, so we've got an insulator washer to go on first, then a normal washer, then the back nut. Say literally those inductors have only just turned up, so that was good timing, wasn't it? So I did want to include this one in the test because previously this was my best performing radio on receive, but I don't know whether this power supply revamp is going to make any difference to that whatsoever. I don't know. It may do. Reverend Cruncher. I tell you what, the poor old Parcel Force guy, because I get quite a lot comes through Parcel Force because that's the carrier that RS use. So he's here nearly every day. He was here the other week with a package from Mr. Cody's. Well, I think you saw it, didn't you? Addressed to the titular bishop. He said, I thought I had the wrong address. I said, what the hell? What's going on? I said, I don't know. I know nothing. Right, I've got to stick the screws back in the back now. So I say, not often you've got to do a board repair, but then I did have to do a board repair on the Binatone as well. But sadly, it looks like I've got to do something with that volume pot. Not a great volume pot, that, to be fair, but then they look like they're all very similar. Just bear with me while I just get this back together. It was a fairly major job to do those inductors. They might play havoc with the radio. I might have got totally the wrong inductor altogether. Okay, so that's everything screwed back together. Now we've got the task of trying to wire the thing back up again. Okay, so So make sure I get these the right way around. So it's typical, isn't it? The positive goes to number 1, so they cross over. Seems a bit silly, but you know. Well, I've got my power lead the wrong way up. I don't know. See if that'll go back in the hole. Do I need to make them good? That one will go back in. Number 1. Number 2. Will number 2 go back in? No. Well, I'm getting more done than I thought I would, look, today, which is good. So I can certainly see number 1, which is the positive. So I think what's happened with this is it's been reverse polarity, I would think. I mean, it's been reverse polarity with a hell of an ampage, but I suppose if they've wired the thing straight to the battery of the car, then it's going to have a fair bit of ampage behind it, isn't it? Let's push that negative up a little bit. Push out through a bit more. Come on. Come through. There we go. So now we've got to connect up the 2 little capacitors I had to cut off. Decoupling caps. Hopefully they'll reach still, just. Let's do that one first. So I put a bit of fresh solder. I'm just going to push that one down. That one done. Can you see where I am? No, you can't quite. There we are. So I'm just doing these decoupling caps, reattaching them, because I had to disconnect them to get the thing out in the first place. This one's going to be a bit of a stretch. But yeah, it should go alright. Still waiting for this storm. It doesn't look like it's going to thunder or anything. It certainly feels like it ought to be thundering. Let's put a bit of fresh solder in there. Yeah, a bit of a stretch with those. I have got replacements if I needed to, but it's such a faff to get them in there. There we are. So I think that is it. Yes, of course it's leaded solder. I only got lead-free for stuff where I've got to use lead-free, well, I've got no choice. You've got a Facebook group called Vintage CB Radio UK. I will. I'll do that, Peter. Definite. Hi, 13HN516. How you doing? You'll have to join my Radio Cruncher group though as well, Peter, in exchange. That's only fair, isn't it? If you search for Radio Cruncher on Facebook, you'll see there's a Radio Cruncher page and there's a Radio Cruncher and Friends group. Okay, so I think we're good to go. Right, time to connect this little beauty up and see if she still works. Right, where's me webcam? There. Let's pop the bottom case on. Yeah, you could pop a link to it in here if you want, Peter. One of the mods will let you pop it on. Right, okay, so that's all done. That's fixed. Everything's tied back up. I don't think I've got anything. Got all my new inductors in. Power supply's good. Fire her up. Let's fire her up. I'll tell you what, it's getting hotter. What? It's 30 in here now, look. 30. I thought it was getting hotter. I've got the fan on here. It's supposed to be getting colder, but it's going the other way. Okay, right, that's that one. What else have we got here? We've got to connect the extension speaker. And where's our RF connection? Let's get that back out of the way. Let's turn that off. Stick that on. I'm going to show it off. Let's pop the current limit down a bit to start with. Turn them on. It's working. Well, it's receiving at 0.21, I can hear it. Let's get out of the way of the test set again. So I can hear it at 0.21, but it's only doing around 7. So let's make sure I'm all the right way around with everything. Might gain RF gain. I haven't got the microphone plugged in there, so let's plug the mic in. That should improve things. I'm Graham, 13HN. We'll call you Peter. Ah, that's better. It is actually doing around 21 microvolts. 0.21. So let's key it up then. So we're looking at this one. 1.19 watts because we haven't got the current turned up. Whoa, it's doing 4.62 now. I've done the power supply, look. Let's turn that back then. Where's the overhead camera? Let's do that one as our number 3. So I'm just turning the green pot. I think it's anti-clockwise to get to 4 watts. .03 will do. Let's check that on 40. 4.03. Sticking again, look. 4.03 on all the way through. Great stuff. Right, channel 20 then. Let's do our test. So on 12. .25. It's not bad. We might better get it a bit better than that. Let's just turn the level down a bit more. Because as I say, I adjusted all this with the old nasty power supply situation. So let's zoom you out a little bit and you can see what I'm adjusting then if you want to see. So let's do the discriminator again a minute. Let's just do that. Check that a minute. A detector, I mean. I keep getting confused. Discriminator, detector, what is it? Which one? Let's connect the scope back up. Amplitude 100 microvolts. So I'm just going to quickly do that one on the scope, which is that one there. Can you see that? It's just that one, just there. Just out of shot I am. Just there. Gained a little bit out of that. Okay, so actually we need to take the scope off of it and just put it straight in. So we're now looking at this meter to try and get it that way, the best, the mostest. See if we can improve on it. It's 0.25. Don't think we're going to get a lot out of this one. I did peak the hell out of this one. But I did get it to do 0.21, but a little bit there maybe. Very touchy. Oh, so say I've got me power supply on, of course it's running the fan. So that one there is the last one. Did we gain anything? I don't know. So let's try it again then. Ah, we did. 0.21. Brilliant. So he's back to 0.21, where he should be. Well deserved. So these are all pretty much within very close tolerance of each other, aren't they? All of these Cybernets, well, they are now. And again, you've got to bear in mind that I have already messed about and trimmed a lot of these previously, so I've only very fine tuning to get them that accurate. But I still can't get one down to 2, can I? I'm gonna have to. I'll find one day that'll do better than 2.1. But 2.1 at the moment is the record as far as I'm concerned. I haven't got one that'll do less than that. I think Richard over at some UK CB radio servicing has got one that'll do 0.20 something. I've not been that lucky yet. So we'll stick a label on that one as well. If I can find my pen. God, it's so hot, my hands are all clammy and sweaty now. Clammy. I'm clammy. Ugh. 30 degrees. It is hot, hot, hot. Well, Mrs. Cruncher finishes work at 4 today, but she's got to go and do a bit of shopping on the way. So she's not likely to be home much before about 5:15. So that's our time. At least we got the Rotel done. So that was 0.21 again at 12 dB cyanide. And I set that one to 4.03 watts. Stick that one there. Need to find something to put in between so I don't scratch them. A bit more of that left over. There we go. So, let me go and get another one then. Let me go and get... Let me get that one up there. Now this is my pride and joy. This is my mint condition audio line PT341, and it literally is like brand new. It's very good condition, and I don't think I've actually done anything to this. So it literally is. It's got the bracket. The only thing it hasn't got is the rubber washers that go with the bracket, but we need to get some of those to stop it scratching the case. So let's connect this one up. Now this is where we see, well, we should see. I'm saying this, I might be totally wrong. It might prove me 100% wrong, but I really like these radios. I keep banging on about it, don't I? Keep banging on about it, but I do like them. Because I think the audio sound from them is lovely, especially if you're DXing. Not as sensitive, I don't think, as the Cybernets, but we shall see. You never know. This set may prove us wrong, but a much more difficult set, I think, to align. Well, not much more difficult, but there's no adjustment on the frequency. You can't adjust the frequency, so the only way to get it bang on frequency is, well, you can't. I haven't. Well, I modified one to get it on frequency by fitting a little trimmer in underneath, if you remember. Oh, hang on, that ain't gonna work, is it? That's a Cybernet mic. What I am going to do is, and again, I'm not going to have chance today. I did have one, but I don't know where it's gone. So I can use Cybernet or Uniden chassis with the same microphone. That's the plan. Well, it sounds like the neighbours are out in force again, making hell of a racket. Nothing new there, really. Right. 13.8. Let's get the current limit up a bit because it's a CB. Turn it on. Channel 20. Oh, it's looking good. It's looking good. Right, microphone. What have we got? Oh, this is Uniden wired. So I was going to try and use this microphone for all the radios. Really, it's in a static 636L. Not as good as the really old statics, but nonetheless, a good microphone. So, where are we? CB, high low, 4 watts. Squelch, mic gain, RF gain. So you can hear it. You can hear it going, can't you? But let's just get you on the test set then. He's not far off, 79146, so he's not bad. His tolerance was 4.26. Deviation bang on. So let's do the old test. Nah, that's the difference between a Uniden and a Cybernet chassis. 0.49. So lovely radios. I love the transmitted audio on these, but some people say it's no good, but I used them for years and years. I tried everything on the planet. So that's 0.49, which isn't brilliant. It's doing a bit more power than it should. It's 0.49 at 12 dB cyanide. So it shows there's not a fix on the meter and it's not reading everything as 0.21. Yeah, Peter, I did have this. One of these was my mobile rig in the end. That's all I had in the car, is one of these. In fact, no, it wasn't. That's telling a lie, really, because the one I had in the car was the Midland 48 XL at the end. Come on. As I say, that is a lovely radio, and that I think I've got the original box for this one. And I've also got an original box for one of the others. I can't think which one it is now. So let me put that one back up a minute. Put that one up out the way. Let me go see if I can find something else to chuck on a bit different and test. Surprised they let the kids out in this heat, to be fair. Right, what else have we got here we can test? Let's just grab something random. Has that got a power lead on it? No power lead on that one, so I can't test that. Okay. This one should fit that, oh, yeah. Right, let's chuck a modern radio on and see what that does. My little Macom. And Richard's very kindly sent me the service info for this, because I did have a look at servicing it, and I did some things to it. I managed to sort the frequency out. This has got the same as the Uniden. So it'd be interesting to see what a more modern radio compares. But as I say, I've done a little bit of alignment on this, but not a lot, because I didn't know which pots were which, and some I was turning that made no difference. We'll do this one, then we'll have a look at that power supply that Doug was asking about. Okay, as I say, nice little radios these. Very good for mobile. You can see mine's got Velcro on it, because I used to just stick it upright like that on the side of the what do you call it, the gearbox tunnel. And it didn't need any fixing brackets. It's a very light radio. A lot of surface mount stuff inside it, I believe. Bit of a rattly. Something rattling around inside the speaker there. Let's just prop it up a little bit so you can see it. Power. Okay, what are we on yet? We're on UK. So it's receiving at 0.49. So let's have a look at the transmit. So again, I've set this. This was high. It was 4.3 something. So it's gone down to 4.08 watts now. Peaking around 2.5 modulation and 79123. So it's pretty much bang on. So let's see what it'll do on our test. .4. So again, I might be able to get that a bit better with a tune-up. Stick that up on there. Yeah, I might be able to get that a bit better with a tune-up, but so 0.4 microvolts at 12 dB synad. But the beauty of this particular radio, and the reason why I was going to stick it in Mrs. Cruncher's car, was because it's PR 2797, so it's got the UK band in it as well. Now let me think, how do you get this? Function UK EU. So we've got EU as well, channel 20, 27205. Let's see what it's doing on that then. So frequency 20. 27.205 megahertz. Let's see if it's doing anything different on the mid-band, shall we? It's doing 4.4 watts on the mid-band. No deviation according to that. It's not far off. That's 4.8 now. That's better. Didn't key properly for some reason the first time. Let's see what it does. See what sensitivity is like on the mid-band. See if that's exactly the same, 0.4 on the mid-band, so no different. So yeah, I got that one because I have got some dual band radios here. I've got a base station up there which I'm going to get down. You can't see what I'm pointing at. But that base station is going to sit on top of my Harrier CBHQ, which is over here. So Harrier CBHQ is sat over by my amateur radio kit now. So I'm going to have a dual band rig sat on top of it. That's the plan. Simon, how you doing? Stick a Fidelity 1000 on. Okay. Fidelity 1000 I have got, but I don't know if it works. So bear with me, I'll have a look. Stick that on for Simon, look. Whee! It's a bit of Stablilock action, Simon. Actually, you can't see nothing now. Apart from my ass going to get the Fidelity 1000. So I won't give you that pleasure. Let me just go in. Now, I don't know if I've got a mic for this, that's the only thing. I don't know if I've got a mic, and I don't know if it works. But Peter's asked to chuck on a Fidelity 1000. So Fidelity 1000, we will stick on. It seems like I've got every radio on the planet, doesn't it? But trust me, I haven't. Also got a bit of Velcro on the back of the thing so as I could stick it. I've got a feeling this one doesn't work at all, Peter. I think this is one of my project radios. I think it's a project radio, this one. Let's have a look inside. Well, the speaker's still connected, that's a good sign. Oh, let's have a look inside. I don't think I've touched this one again. It is in good condition though, to be fair. Let's get some stuff out of the way. I'm working in my own mess again. Just been it. Hi Bob, how are you? Look at the chickens. Too new. What's happening, Benji? All 40 channels are on channel 20. I wouldn't be surprised. It's got some suspicious looking stuff going on inside. It's got some suspicious looking stuff going on inside. Let's get rid of me. A bit of light down here. So I can see first of all the RF shield is up and it looks like it's sort of partially desoldered from the board underneath. As you can see. Fidelity. Notice, is that wax or is that actually melted plastic? In the final piece here, now I don't know whether there should be a core in there or not. I have got Fidelity 1000 service manual here somewhere, but there's no core in that one at all. There's cores in the rest of them. I mean, that might have just been pulled up because someone was trying to trim the frequency. I believe the pot in the corner is I'm looking at the. Let's get these speaker wires out of the way a minute. I can get the case apart then. It is in really good condition, this one, so I've obviously bought it in as a bit of a project, but let's pop these speaker wires off. Let's pop that out of the way. Now, what connection? This is just bare leads, isn't it, on these? So should be able to connect up to that with my croc clips. Where's my croc clips? There they are. There's one side of them anyway. We should put them the right way around. As I say, I don't know if this will work. I have got a cheeser as well that I'm working on that's nearly done. The only problem I've got is I need probably I need to get it on the spectrum analyzer because the audio isn't very well on it. So I'm just going to connect this up a minute. It doesn't look too molested, but I don't know whether there should be a core in that last pot or not. If anybody knows, then let me know. Extension speaker, minus 10 dB. Are we on or off? Turn it off. This, I think this one's no good, but we'll see. Hang on, it sounds like someone's digging outside. Bear with me. It all goes on here, doesn't it? Looks like a neighbour's trying to discover hidden gold down by his septic tank. Okay, it looks like I've moved that camera now as well. So there we are, Fidelity 1000. I've got no microphone, so I'll have to short out the leads. It is receiving, I think. Let's put a bigger signal into it. Maybe not. It's not receiving. It might be that we need to plug a microphone into it though. Have I got a microphone that will fit a Fidelity? Have I got a Fidelity microphone here? Cheeser, but that says it's wired for a Midland 76900, which is a Cybernet radio. Midland. What's that there? President. Oh, everything but. I thought I did have a Fidelity mic. Harrier, what's that no-namer there? Oh god, that's been taken apart anyway. No, that's no good. Let me go see if I can find a mic. I got lots of random mics here. Altai. What's that word for? Ah, okay. That seems to work. Still no tone at all. So we're getting if the camera will focus. It doesn't like it because I've jumped in front of it again. We've got no receive on it by the looks of it. It might be because of the microphone. Just put it over there. Let's put it in number 3. But we have got output, and the frequency is right as well. So we've got 3.6 watts. That's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, we've got no deviation, but then I think that's the wrong mic. So I mean, it doesn't seem to be receiving. We can do the test anyway. No, it's not receiving. So something somewhere is wrong in the receive path on this one. And that ain't a job for today. It could be, as I say, that I need to short the microphone jack out. Let me just go and see if I've got a Fidelity mic a minute. Bear with me. Bear with me. I thought I did have one because I was using something on the cheeser to key it up. Is that one? Shogun. What was I keying the cheeser up with then? I must have been just shorting it out to key it up. Something, no. There's a cheeser without his cases on. No, I must. It does receive. I can hear it receiving. So. Right. So sadly, Peter, unfortunately, that one's not working at the moment. I'm sure I can get it working, but not at this moment in time. Not tonight, Josephine. But it is transmitting, which is amazing, that. Pretty amazing. So I say, it is in really good nick. I think that's why I picked this one up, because usually they're pretty battered. They've usually had a bit of a hard life, the poor old Fidelities. So let's just finish off then. It's 25 past. Mrs. Crunch will be home any minute. Let me just show you what I did to this power supply. He says as he wrecks it. So this is that beaten up, horrible power supply. Let's get these cameras sorted a minute. Get back to a bit of camera normality. I really need to try and sort someone out so I can see the test set a bit better, but I don't think that'll be possible unless I actually no, where are we? So shutter. Oh, sorry, stop messing with the camera, Graham. Right, so yeah, this is the power supply. So if you remember, it was an absolutely nasty, beat-up piece of rubbish. I've reprinted, that is a transfer. I rubbed the aluminium down to bare metal, and it's got a label on the front. It's totally repainted. If you remember, it was a goldy colour, and the other bit was black, so it's now all gold. I've hammered out the dents that were in it. On the back, brand new fuse holder, brand new, what do you call it? What do you call them again? Binding posts, that's it. And let me whip the case off and I'll show you inside. Basically, I've rewired it inside, totally. I said a total rewire. Apologies, but there's something going on with the frame rate and the lights at the moment. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm seeing like stripy lines on that for some reason. Hi ZX, how are you? Right, sorry, I've got some text going on here. It's not supposed to be a core. Let's just pop the case off, and I can hear Mrs. Cruncher's just pulled up. So we are literally on our last legs now. I'll show you what I've done inside this, because I did change the Zener dug. This is a very nice little power supply now. It's 5 amp. So what's going to have this is my little bench power supply. The only problem is I can't monitor the current and the voltage from this. So let's pop the cover off. Let's go inside her. So, if we start up this end, you can see I've insulated the connectors now. This is brand new wire. I've insulated the switch connectors. I've redone the LED. I've put a new LED in. It's a green LED now. It was a red one before, but I didn't have another red one, so it's got a green one in, so it's a little bit different. Works nice with the silver, I think. So to the secondary, all new wiring on the secondary, completely rewired. The fuse is now in the positive supply, not the negative. New filter caps. In underneath there you'll see the secondary caps. In between is my new Zener. You can just about see that, I think, can't you? Yeah, you can see that. That's my Zener in the middle there. I tested all the resistors, that's all done. Rewired the transistor there as well. So I had to move the cable forward a bit, and I've just made sure that there's nothing really touching the case. The earthing's all done. I say it's a cracking little power supply now. It was an absolute dog. You'll have to watch back the video when I started looking at this one. So I'll just say hello to Mrs. Cruncher a minute, and then I'll come back up and I'll show you that working. Let's just pop the screws back in. Hey, Video Monkey, I don't know what the stripy lines are, mate. Bad RX filtering, yeah, I have got a cure for that. Thank you very much, Video Monkey. Cheers, Video Monkey. Praise be the stripy lines. It was a fair amount of work, Doug, to be fair. It was really rusty, so literally had to spray it with hammerite. Well, not hammerite, but hammerite type material. Which has got the rust proofer in it as well, so you can spray directly to rust. Because even though I wire brushed the hell out of it, there was still rust you could see. I even used some rust inhibitor stuff on it as well. Rust remover, which didn't really remove it, but thought was there. So there we are. Let me plug her in. And she lights. Oh. So I'm just going to go say hello to Mrs. Cruncher, then I'll be up and I'll stick a load on it and we'll see what it's doing. Oh, Mrs. Cruncher says, don't panic, no rush to finish, apparently. No rush to finish, and she has, look what she's gone and got me. I know I've given up drinking now, but you know, how about that? Freezing cold, that is, oh my God, I've got to have that in me. Sorry, I know it's a weeknight and all the rest of it, but, oh. A Marco, I've heard of those. How are you, 13HN? Just reading your posts. Only one 2N3055. Yeah, it's only one. Cheers, Peter. Catch you soon, mate. Glad you've enjoyed it. Good to have you on board. Hi Lee, how are you? So in 1979, you was with big eyes and joy at the tube radio and transistor world receiver of your grandma and grandpa as a shortwave listener. Yeah, good stuff back in the 70s. You can add a little Chinese voltmeter on the outboard box if you wanted to use it as a bench supply. Yeah, I have looked at that, Doug, but I found it a little bit confusing with the wiring, because I want obviously want to monitor amps is the key. I'm now pouring cider everywhere. Let's pour it over the bench rather than the floor. Sorry, but this is absolutely freezing cold. It's been in the fridge all night. It's only 4%, people, so I'm going to be okay. But cheers. I need this. Good old Mrs. Cruncher. God. Still 30 degrees in here at the moment. Mrs. Cruncher's melting. Okay. So we've got time to hook this up and stick the meter on it. So if you remember before, it was doing 15 odd volts. Let me get me out of the way a minute. Actually, I'll put me in number 3. Look, let's change me to number 3. Oh, 2 of me. You can't have too much of a good thing, can you, look? Right, okay, there you can see the meter now. So let's pop just the meter in first. So you can see it's doing 14.25, 26. So let's get my load in, which is just a little old indicator bulb that I found in my junk with a little bulb holder straight out the back of a Ford Capri, I think. It does say Ford on the back. So it could be a Ford Capri, it could be a Ford Cortina, it could be an Escort, but it's a Ford. So I don't like these binding posts particularly, to be fair. Let me just hook the meter up with a couple clips. The reason being is these are like sprung. They do work. I mean, they hold the banana plugs fine, but I was hoping to get screwed ones, but they were stupid money. I'm paying £5 each for a binding post. What do they think? Okay, so we've now got a load on. This is 21 watts. It's around about 2 amps. So let's pop it on. Oh. Hang on. Why is that not reading now? Because I haven't connected that one. Try again. How about that? That is pretty good, isn't it? And that's drawn about 2 amps. It's thereabouts, isn't it? So that is my little refurbed CB power supply, which is now safe and doing the right voltage. The Zener I put in there, I put I think it was a 1 amp in the end. Yeah, so it was a BZX 85C15. You can't see that, Graham, you're a fool. Let's get rid of me a minute. So that's what I stuck in there. That was from RS. That's the RS part number. I did buy some bigger ones than that. These here, I think these were higher ampage again. Also 15 volt Zener, but I think they were higher ampage, and I didn't need that big an ampage. There wasn't a big one in there to start with. So that's what I put in. Hi Harvey. Use a Web SDR 13, do you? Yes, good. Let me just see. Nigel Williams. Sorry, Nigel, didn't see you pop in there, mate. You've got the same colour as Jeff. Apologies. And 13HN did tell me his name just now, but I've gone and forgot it. See, I've got the memory of a goldfish. I did tell you that, didn't I? I did say that. No, memory of a mackerel. Easier than calling you 13HN all the time. No, can't find it. Hi, Simon, how are you? And whereabouts are you, 13HN? I take it 13 is your prefix for CB radio, is it? Step back from the music sources. Yeah, I'm not going near any record players today. Don't worry. I've got to sort some. I've got to give Nick a ring. Nick, I've got to ring you, mate. Built many power supplies with a 723. Good chip. Yeah. So a nice little power supply that now. I've got one more to do. I've got a little 3 amp down here which I've got to do. Little 3 amp, which is a lot better actually. This one's much better made. It's got a double pole, double pole switch on it, which is much better. This is just a single pole on the live supply. This breaks the live and the neutral. It's only a 3 amp, not a 5, but then 3 amps more than enough. And it's got these binding posts on the back are rubbish, because what you've got is I won't put it on top of that because it'll scratch my nice new one, but these are like threaded washers, and on the other one of these had lost its thread, and of course it meant this moved in and out, so that's why I had to change them. But I bought 2 pairs of those binding posts, so I'll replace those. I'll put a new fuse holder in there on this one as well. I think the wiring might need looking at in that one, but yeah, I've got that one to do as well. So I'll have a pair, 5 amp and a 3 amp. You can never have too many power supplies, can you? My little project radio is a little Uniden that I'm working on at the moment. I've got 2. I've got a Cheeser and a Uniden that I'm working on. I've done a transfer print for the front of the Cheeser. You can make that PSU better with an LM317 and a PNP power transistor. Yeah. Interesting, ZX. I'm always up for. I mean, I did toy with exactly what Doug said, and that was to leave this front badge off. I mean, it's only stuck on with double-sided tape at the moment. There's plenty of room to cut in one of those meters in the front of this, so as I can have the voltage and amp readings actually to make it more useful. Because, you know, if you're going to plug a brand new CB into this, you want to know, well, not brand new, an unknown CB, you want to know really what it's drawing current wise. But to be fair, I think as a first off, it's better plugged into the bench supply, so as I can see, you know, this has got no current limit that the bench supply has, so I can set a current limit on that before I plug anything in. But yeah, really pleased that one's come out. I obviously put another plug on it with a 3 amp fuse. It had a 13 amp fuse, and the center was missing out of it, if you remember. But yeah, there we go. So that's that one. So there you are, Doug. It was a project I finished, Doug, for a change. That I've just got the power lead for that down by my variac, so I can plug it into that, and that will give me a current readout for now. Let's just put that back down nice and safe out the way. Let me go and get my Uniden project radio and I'll show you what's going on with that then in a minute. Let's get that out of the way. Bit of a tidy up because we're in a mess again. Nothing new there. And I got my cider on the go. Oh, there we go. I just tipped a load of components on the floor. Excellent. Oh, fan is good. Right, what do I do with that little Uniden? Okay, well I thought I got my project ready, but I didn't. I got the one that I'm comparing it to. So let me get the other one. Ah, okay. I thought it was in the other room, but it's not. It's up on the shelf here. So I've got the bits in to do this one now. So this is my next next CB. Now this is audio line PT 340, I believe, isn't it? These. Yeah, PT 340. So it's the baby brother of the 341 that you saw just now. So I've got a few of these. In fact, I have got a few. I think I've got 4. This one's got the front bezel missing at the moment because I've printed a new one. So that's downstairs hardening up because for some reason the lacquer takes days to harden. So this is just my reference set at the moment because the problem is someone's been in this other set and been playing lots as well. Let's get the overhead camera on. There's lots of wires on the floor that I'm trying to run over now with my chair. Let's not do that. Turn the test set off now. And the scope. Right. What's the story in this one then? Well, if you remember, this is the one originally that I pinched the PLL out of for the other radio. Let's do, show you that picture? No. So I pinched the PLL out of this one for another radio, but I found a spare board with another PLL in. So I thought, oh, I'll just pop the PLL in and it'll be fine. No, it wasn't. No receive, no transmit, just lit up and that was about it. If I keyed up, it drew way too much current and didn't work at all. So if we move over to this area, Let me just get you in a bit closer. Well, saying that, you probably are really close, but I've only got a small screen here, and it looks a bit small to me. So where's my light? There we go. So you'll notice TR17, TR18 and TR19 are out because they were all wrong. Again, I don't know if you want me to keep rabbiting on. I'm going to just carry on a little bit longer, then I'm going to call it a day. So totally the wrong transistors in here. I've got a BC214L was in there, and a 5550. No, hang on, I got that the wrong way up. Let me get me X-ray eyes on so I can see what the hell's going on here. Yeah, 2N5550. Both totally the wrong transistors. Have I got the service sheet here for this? I think I have, because Richard very kindly let me have one for the realistic. Actually, no, I've not got the manual on that one. Let me get my other piece of paper. So this differs a little bit because the service manual I've got is for the Uniden 200 and the PT341. So let me make some room and I'll get you to the part where we need to be, which is down here. Am I right? It is around here somewhere, isn't it? Where are we? No, it's here. I've got too much stuff in the way here. Hopefully you can see that. So we've got TR19, which, I mean, this is a different part in these smaller sets. It's a 2SC2236, which is a regulator. Okay, now that should have I think it's a 2SD471 in it, which it did have, but it's shot, it's no good. So that's the transistor it had in it, a D471. I believe that's a 2SD471. Difficult to get hold of. I got a replacement from Cricklewood, which I haven't put in yet. If I stick that on the transistor tester. Again, I'm telling a story here. Telling a story, and I'll get to the punchline. So let's put the ODCA Pro on from Peak. Cracking component tester, this. Chinese ones are available that work pretty well. But if it goes wrong, could you send it back, get it fixed, and they'll return it to you? You can with Peak. So it's just saying it's a diode, so obviously one of the junctions is totally gone in it. So that one's had it. So that was the voltage regulator. Well, I think that does the 8 odd volts, is it? I can't remember now off the top of my head. So that was correct. The other two transistors were totally wrong in here. So this one, TR18 and TR19, should have been a 2SA1015 and a 2SC1815. So that's the RX switch and that's the TX switch. So both of those were wrong. Now, I did look to see if they were compatible, but the ones that are in there aren't really. Whether someone's put one in and thought that, yeah, they'll work, but TR18 Yeah, I think it is. You're right, 19 volts. I said 18 volts, did I? Or I can't remember now. But it's not a voltage regulator. It's obviously a regulator circuit because it's got the Zener. It's got a 9.4 volt Zener there, so that forms the regulator. So anyway, I looked further on because there was a lot of burning on the board here. The board was quite badly burnt, so I thought, well, obviously that's my problem. Get in on that, check it. Sure enough, wrong. But as I was doing that, I just glanced over and I noticed something here. Can you see that? So we've got another burnt out resistor. Oh, and incidentally, one of the resistors over here was burnt right out. I can't remember which one it was now. That's what led me to that area of the board. I can't remember which resistor it was now. But anyway, it's burnt out. So yeah, we've got a melted cap here, a melted ceramic. Let's get the center a little bit better. I've got my goggles on here. That one's burnt. It looks like something's flashed across it because we've got a big burn on the side of this transformer. We've got a burnt out, very burnt looking resistor there. And if we come across a little bit, that caught my eye. A 470 ohm pot in the low power position. Well, that again is not right. We have a look. Where's the low power? High, low power, low power. Where am I? I'm over here. It's difficult to negotiate these cameras. So it should be a 1K VR4, a 1K pot. And someone's stuck in what they had, which was a 470 ohm. So I have pulled a 1K pot out of my spares board. So that's what it should look like. Oh, it should look like that. So it was the double track that caught my eye. And the fact it's massive on the board, it's huge. What they were thinking, I don't know. But that is wrong. And then we come to the driver transistor, which you can see I've taken out. Totally gone, because that is this one, which, as you can see, is a 2SC2314. Now I looked that up, and have I got my sheet there with it on? Bear with me. Is that right? What have I done with that? Oh, obviously binned that, have I? Just blatantly thrown it away, haven't I? Okay, I haven't got it to hand. I did look that up, and it's not far off until you get to the gain. And it should have in there a 2SC2028. Now, what is going on with CB transistors? It's ridiculous money. I've had to buy one. I think basically the gain of the other one was 20 and the gain of this is 200. So maybe that's why they messed about and put a lower value trimmer pot in to try and get the drive up. I don't know. But Yeah, so it should be a 2SC2028, and we had a 2SC2314. So rubbish. No good. You think that's okay? But that one's shot as well. That one's had it. So you think a 2314 is okay, ZX, do you? Stick a BC337 in TR19. I've actually got the proper one to go back in there, ZX. The gain is totally different on those, though. There's quite a few. So I've got another. This is from Cricklewood now. That's to replace this one. So I've got a brand new one of those. Exactly what's fitted in the other radio. And I've also got the correct driver transistor. SC2028. So I'm hoping when I get round to doing that, and I've got the correct, I've got all the correct parts there to do it. It's just a case of getting time to put them in. So I'll probably do that over the next couple of days. But we're doing hacker radios on Sunday. So yeah, this is my little project anyway. So that's what I was showing you. Nice little radios, these. I have, as I say, printed a new bezel for it. So I'm hoping once that's done, I can do an alignment and away we'll go. Another surplus radio. Cool, I'll tell you what, it's getting flipping hot in here now. So, whew, it's even hotter with that thing on my head, the old magnifying glasses. Yeah, the trimmer is low power. Stolen TX driver 2. The main transistor is fine. The output, that's the correct one. I've taken that out and measured it. It's fine. No issues with the output, but the driver's gone. Looks like I've been on the PSU the wrong way round. It could have been. It doesn't look like the diode's been done though, to be fair, unless it didn't pop the diode. Yeah, it doesn't look like the diode's been done. I have replaced some caps in here as well in the sections that are bad, because one of the caps had blown. R93 I've still got to do. So I've still got a fair bit of work on that. And it's going to be mainly in around that other area now, because that's pretty charred. Absolutely baking, people. So I think I've achieved what I wanted to do today. I've put all those radios on test. You can see the difference on receive between the Cybernet radios and the other ones. So I think Simon has got the Rotel 240, so you've got a good radio there, Simon. It performs very, very well, and if you play about with the receive on it, you should be able to get it down to around 0.21, 0.20 if you're really lucky and you've got an exceptional one. Always bypass voltage regulators. They are prone to oscillation. 317 regulators can be funny around RF. So anyway, that's it for today, people. Mrs. Cruncher's home. It's baking hot here. Barbecue weather. Supposedly thunderstorms coming in from 7, but I can't see any sign of that yet. So I'm going to get me head out the back in a minute and see what's happening. So that's all for today. Probably won't be till Sunday now, the next one, unless I get stuck into that at some stage, or I can get some movement on the Selena. Looks like I'm going to need to probably put another IF board in the Selena, because I think I've got one or more open coils on it. Well, it's a pig. You missed the stream, Dom. Well, you should be able to watch this one back because we haven't played any music. So hope you've all enjoyed that, people. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up. Comments, please, if you've got any suggestions. ZX with his power supply mods. Happy to hear about that. ZX, if you want to drop me an email. Cheers, everyone. Go and get a cold drink inside you. I wouldn't say go outside because it's baking out there. So stay in with the aircon on if you've got it, or a nice fan. So bye for now, and as I say, I'll be back on Sunday for more craziness, but hopefully not mental music playing. Cheers, Video Monkey. Catch you soon, people. Cheers all.